Yo, what's going on, homies? Shichibokai Stumped back for the OPTC video. In today's video, we're diving into the new world treasure map against Linlin and Aames for the Super Evolution of the free-to-play Linlin, utilizing the teams that I put out for myself in my particular video for the speedy boosted teams. And I thought I would sort of show you guys just how I've been running for the last 24 hours in this particular event with the rare recruits of Koala and Hack. So I have the Sea Cat, so I thought, hey, screw it, we might as well use the Sea Cat. Let's go this way. This is not a bonus map, so I'm hoping that we actually get the bird. I just had the bonus map, which probably would have been a better time to record, but beautiful, we get the bird anyway. But I always find that the bonus maps just take forever to get through. Like, they just take so long. So get the bird, let's get Linlin going, and then we can beat the intrusion, utilizing pretty substantial point team. Now, obviously, I wish I got Sabo. Sabo actually looks pretty good on paper. He seems really fun in Rumble as well, taking on free spirit teams. Partner him up with Dragon and all that other stuff. He can do some pretty crazy stuff. But, look, I wasn't going to chase him, not like after dropping an anniversary exclusive in Boa, and then obviously having to do multis anyway, just something that I really shouldn't have done. So, looking at the team, this is what we're doing for the intrusion against Linlin. We have the 4 Revolutionary characters with Sabo, 2 rare recruits, and then we're using Morley and Karasu. We have the new Boa on this team. She's also a 1.85 booster. And then we have the Linlin, who's also a 1.4 times booster. So, getting a lot of stats with this particular team. Getting a lot of drops as well. This is the one where you definitely want to have either 4 Revolutionary characters, or you want to find a way to bypass that chain and bring a chain locker that can go from turn 2 into turn 3, but it also needs to be like a 5-turn chain lock. So having Sabo as captain, you start with 5 turns of a chain boundary. Now, 5 turns is actually not going to be enough when you have this like start of the turn effect. Because of that interrupt on turn 1, you actually lose 1 turn, as you can see with Sabo there. So if you're just running Sabo and you've found a way to bring Revolutionary characters, just be mindful that it's not actually going to work. You need to extend it somehow. And that's the upside to the Hack and the Koala Rare Recruit. They can actually extend this, and Hack is the perfect one to use on stage 2 against Kaido. Kaido has defense up. He has an attack down if you have any orb that's not a tandem orb, and he has a Dex Orb Barrier. So as you can see, we put two Dex characters above and below Hack. And that way we get the 2 Dex Orbs that we need, and then everyone else gets tandem slots, so that way we can actually hit with damage, and we can kill pretty wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. He also removes the, what's it called? The block orbs, and he extends that chain lock, as I mentioned. On the final stage, there is Resilience. Koala can take care of that. You also have the Katakuri and Oven support on Linlin. That's also another really good way of getting around this. Basically, we're just with the Koala special for now. I don't really need anything else. Sabo special is quite nice because he can actually remove the chain coefficient reduction, but the whole gimmick of this particular stage is they really want you to make sure that you're above a 3 times chain lock. Otherwise, you're just going to do absolutely no damage. And they give you a 1.1 times chain lock if you don't have a chain lock when you enter that stage. It's for 12 turns. It's a lot of peskiness. So, obviously, just having Morley Karasu works really, really nice. If you don't have Koala, like the Treasure Map Legend Koala, she's actually a Revolutionary Army character, which is hilarious because the Morley and Karasu units are not. So, you can actually run her instead of the new Koala, and that way you're still getting some point boosts and getting some fun stuff there. So, pretty nice stuff. Intrusion, if you have Hack, honestly, like, he's the big one that you want, and then you do obviously need the illustrious Treasure Map Legends in Morley Karasu and Treasure Map Koala, or the new Koala, but still, Hack is the big one there that, like, if you just walked away with Hack from the Treasure Map banner, like, that's a W. Like, you'll be able to build a nice team, you get some pretty good points, and it'll be pretty hunky-dory from there on out. So, I'm going to just keep slugging away here. We're going to get to the end, okay, eventually. That would be nice. And we can sort of use the mini-bosses. I don't think we fought anyone on the map, so we will be doing these fights in order, which is actually pretty cool. So, the first fight is against Marshall D. Teach, the Whitebeard subordinate. And for this particular team, we're utilizing double carrot. So I do need to turn off boost effects. Boost effects is a really easy way to just find the the highest point boosted legend when it comes to treasure map, so make sure you guys are using that trick. And then when you go to the mini bosses, you can just go same character and you can just sort of bypass it that way. It's always easiest to sort of just fight the intrusion first right after doing the final boss fight, so you can go bink bink and then you can just switch it over and you're just good to go. For this particular team, Carrot's our captain. She bypasses defensive effects, which is perfect for the final stage because it's a rainbow or barrier and damage nullification. We have Brook here to wave clear turn 1 and turn 2. That way we have 4 side characters. Shirohoshi gives us rainbow orbs at the start of the quest. And then I'm just using Sengoku to get a 3.5 times attack and orb boost. You can use the Akainu support on him as well to get a chain lock. So that way, when you just utilize the Sengoku special here, it's all you need to do. Give it to a character that's incredibly high boosted, like the Coby at a 1.25 rate, and then you just basically single tap and you just win. Like I said, later down the line, I'll just slap the Akainu support on there, and then we can 2-tap, and then we're good to go. But the idea of this particular team, it's very fast. You wave clear turn 1, you wave clear turn 2, and all you need to do is use one special on the final stage to clear for a fairly long time. Like a 3.5 times attack and orb boost, when you have boosted characters, it's a lot of damage. Moving on to the next fight now, we have Alvida and Coby. This particular team is led by Aames. Now, the reason we're using Aames here is because the final stage has a barrier as well, and you can easily run Cat Viper. Cat Viper is a really, really good option for this particular fight. And then you can just use the trick where you use the special on turn 2, and then use the special on turn 3, you get the attack, you get the orb buff. But if you can, like, if you're sort of switched on with the game mode, you can actually use the Toki ability. So when I say switched on, you need to be switched on for stuff like that. As you can see, the we got the interrupt on the first stage, so we don't need to use a wave clear. We need to make sure we use Toki straight away. On the second wave clear, I'm using Frankie. He gives us a chain boost, which is quite nice. I'm using the swap of Lucci and Kaku to wave clear turn 1, and that way you just save the Lucci Kaku special for the final stage, and you get a chain. You get a chain boundary on top of the chain boost. Toki give you a attack and orb boost to your captain's Ace, which has a 1 orb thanks to the Frankie Sailor. And then you can use Ace's special ability if you need to later down the line to give yourself a conditional buff as well at 2.75. So it works very nicely. Like I said, you can use Cat Viper if you want to, but Ace is just a much stronger captain. And as long as you've maxed out Barrier Pen, you're going to have 2 characters that can hit really hard. And with that chain boost, the chain boundary effect, you can always 2-tap later down the line, and you're pretty much good to go. The next fight we have is Doflamingo, and for this particular fight, I was using regular Toki on the team, which I could definitely move regular Toki over. That way you don't need a baby Toki, I just haven't got around to it. But for this particular fight, I'm using Mihawk Perona, and something that I noticed while I was doing my runs is Mihawk Perona have a particular part in their captain ability. If you start as Mihawk, you get an attack boost for your strength and your side characters, and if you start as Perona, you actually get an orb boost, which is actually really cool. So with that, we get an attack and orb boost, and then we just don't have to worry about any buffs for the final stage, which is super cool. We're using Zoro to wave clear turn 1, we have Izo Kiku to wave clear turn 2, and then on the final stage, we can just remove the defense up with Luffy. Now, you do have block orbs, and I was using Izo Kiku with 5 slashes for this particular team to get 1 orbs on my captain, but I figured if we just take off Toki, then we don't have to worry about using Toki ability at all. And then by the final stage, all we have to do is use the Luffy special, and then we just tap with Mihawk Perona, and like we just win. Later down the line, we can switch with the friend captain Mihawk Perona to get another strength character. Use the special of Mihawk Perona. We can take off the relay support. Then they rotate the block orbs. It just saves you a little bit of time when it comes to that particular support. And then you also get that conditional buff, which is awesome. So team 2 do plenty of damage, don't really see it having too many issues moving down the line, and it moves really, really fast. Onto the Crocodile and Robin fight now. We are utilizing double Zoro for this particular team. Zoro is great because he gives a lot of cooldowns, and he's a wave clearer, so he also has the limit break ability where he can start with his special, and you can run a 6+ and a 6-star now that he has a super evolution. So he probably is the best treasure map unit in the game. Like he's so good for treasure map teams, mainly because he gives 2 turns of cooldown, which is awesome. So as you can see with this particular team, we have 1 of every type. We have Yamato in her quick variation. She's going to take care of the damage reduction. She also gives you increased damage taken, and she gives you color affinity, which is awesome for Garling. I was using Roger Gaban here, so if you have Roger Gaban, just substitute Roger Gaban in. And as for Crocodile and Robin, they are literally replaceable with any strength character. I did have Buggy, I believe, in my other team, so you can just substitute there. The only character that most people might have maxed out is the Baby Sengoku. Baby Sengoku is great because he literally does the same thing as the evolved one, where he just gives a 3.5 times attack and orb boost if you have 4 side characters, but if you have 1 of every type, you get a 4 times attack and orb boost. Give that to Garling. If you have a chain boundary or chain lock, you are going to hit really, really hard as a second tapper, but again, you can use the Akainu support on him, and the combination just works so damn nice. Another very, very good treasure map legend. that's not actually a treasure map legend, but having something like Zoro giving him the cooldowns just allows you to get those. And he has the limit break ability that lowers his... Oh wait, no, that's the Zoro. Zoro has that. Never mind. Zoro has that ability where he just like starts with his special, as long as he gets the cooldowns for the fight. As for the final fight now, we are using a Sabo as a friend captain. I'm not having any trouble finding Sabos. Like I said, lots of people love Sabo, lots of people summoned for Sabo, but we are using Nami Karina as our captain. We're not buying into the Revolutionary Army thing here, mainly because we don't need the chain boundary on the final stage. We have enough buffs without it. We just don't need to break our back trying to get it, when we could just gain everything we need with these particular characters. You could easily replace Linlin with Morley Karasu if you really, really want the 4 Revolutionary Army characters, but like I said, it's just definitely not essential. On stage 2, you get Special Bound. This is where Hack comes into play once again. There's also Attack Down and Hunger. Now, with Linlin, the free-to-play character, she actually gives you recovery orbs at the start of the fight on your bottom row characters. So as you can see, I actually have 2 recovery orbs just waiting to be used to get around the Hunger. So works really, really nicely. You can also use the Strusen support if you want to use the Big Mom special there. But yeah, it works absolutely perfect. On the final stage, there's Attack Down, there's Bind, Defense Up, Damage Reduction, and Threshold. The combination of Boa, removing the Bind, and some of the defensive effects, and the Nami Karina abilities to remove the Attack Down and the Threshold, you basically cover for everything. And then finally, you have Koala just to sort of round it out. And Koala is going to give you an attack boost as well. You also have type effects with Linlin as well. I may as well just use the special just for the sake of the video. And as you can see, like the buffs here, you're going to hit very, very hard with Sabo. And you shouldn't have you shouldn't have too many issues, if any, at all. So they're the teams. Should work quite nicely, at least for what I'm going for when it comes to Treasure Map anyway. I don't really see myself needing to go much further than what's right in front of me. But hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, do all that good stuff. Most importantly, wherever you guys are in this beautiful world, please remember, enjoy the rest of your day. As always, homies, thank you all for watching, and I will catch you all in the next one. Let's